Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have not filmed a hair tutorial in ages. It has been so long, and I used to always do hair tutorials. So I had been asked over on my Instagram how I get my incredibly effortless looking hair, which it is very low maintenance to do and to style, and it also looks very low maintenance, but there is a little finessing to get it to look like this. So if you want to see how I got my hair from looking like this, which was showered the night before and air dried and not even brushed through, to this, a little bit more perfected and still very effortless, then just keep on watching. Last night I washed my hair. I didn't brush it, I didn't blow dry it, I literally just let it air dry right from the towel, and this is what we're left with. I brushed it this morning just so that I could actually work with it, but you can obviously tell I have a natural wave in my hair, especially like under there. I had curls when I was little and they obviously dropped, but I have a natural movement to my hair, to say the least, but I just feel like it's just lacking a finesse. Like, I feel like it can be elevated, and I feel like Queen Hailey Bieber is the queen of a very effortless done undone hairstyle. So that's what we're gonna do. So I am taking my Dyson Corral, I charge it up, and then I get 2 uses out of it, but I always keep it in the charging dock, so it's literally my favorite thing. I've been using it for a solid 1.5 years now. So I'm just gonna turn it on. I don't use a lot of product. I've already put in product post shower, so heat protectant, all those kinds of things. And this is all I use for this portion of the styling. So I have a texturizing spray, any one that you prefer. This is Charles Worthington. I have a treatment oil, which is just good for keeping your hair looking healthy and shiny, because this can be, you know, a more messy look. And then I have a dry powder spray, or something that kind of takes away oil but gives a little bit of movement. I love this one. Kevin Murphy is like one of my favorite hair brands ever. Because this isn't a very structured, put together hairstyle, I'm not gonna go in layers, because I think as soon as you go in layers, then it starts to look a little bit uniform, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go just by like splitting my hair in half. Now again, I already have a natural wave to my hair, so I feel like there's not too much to add, but there's just pieces that can have a little bit of help. I'm gonna randomly take a piece, and this one is looking a little limp. So I'm just gonna do the bend wave. So I'm gonna take it one way, flip it out the other way, while still moving the corral, and then straighten ends. So you have a nice little bend wave. That goes to the back section. That's where we're gonna kind of like keep some things. So to make this less uniform, I'm not gonna do that bend wave with the next piece. I'm gonna take it, flip it around, and unwrap it as I go. So this is gonna be a nice tight wave curl. You can see I'm getting a little bit of a different shape of a curl. I feel like we're getting a little bit brighter, so I'm just gonna take you down a notch. I'm gonna do the same thing, take a random piece like this, and do a nice little bend wave. So back and forth with the curling iron. Gives a nice little kink. Like, that feels like a lot more natural of a hairstyle look to me. And then another random chunk of hair. I'll go up a little bit. And I'm gonna go away from the face this time. Unwrap it, wrap it, unwrap it, wrap it, unwrap it, pull straight at the bottom. So this one's a little bit more ringlety, but I don't want it ringlety. Oh my goodness, can't speak. So I'm gonna really pull that one through. So the whole purpose to this look is to make it kind of look like your hair naturally just sits perfect. It's that fine line of, I did try, but I don't want to look like my hair tried, you know? So you kind of just got to get creative with the type of curls or waves that you're putting in your hair, but you also want to leave out some natural hair pieces too. If you have a wave in your hair, especially like me, or even more of a wave, don't feel like you have to curl every single piece. Like, if there's some that already have some kind of movement to it, just keep those a part of the rest of your curls. Sorry, this lighting adds to the mix. I feel like it just makes it look a little bit more like it's a part of your natural hairstyle. And I'm gonna go sideways with the bend, so then it gives even a different direction. Okay, now when it comes to a little bit closer to the front framing pieces, I like to have them a little bit more uniform, just because that's what you see. I think that's what makes the look a little bit more perfected. I also like to have the ends a little, excuse me, a little bit straighter rather than curled because I think that looks more natural. So I'm gonna put a little bit more time and effort into these front pieces. There we go. Even with like a more uniformed curled hairstyle, I feel like putting the effort into the front gives the illusion that everything looks a lot more perfected, whereas it's just an illusion. I'm gonna calm that one down. It was a little too curly for my liking. Now we're coming to the front here. So naturally I have a middle part, but I want this to be something I can like play around and move each direction. So I don't really care which way my hair goes at the moment. I just want it to look nice, if that kind of makes sense, because it might not stay in this middle part. I might just flip it over to another side. So don't worry too much about like the exact front piece because I'll probably be changing the part. Okay, I had to close that shutter entirely because the sun is coming in hot. So you can see the difference beside the hair that hasn't been touched at all or styled or finessed compared to the side that has. And I'm just gonna bring my fingers through that, separate any pieces that are clinging together, and there's just a soft, subtle difference, but it just looks a lot more perfected. Do you know what I mean? Where this looks uneven, some places have more of a kink, some are straighter. It looks like I slept on it. Like it looks like I didn't try. Like this is truly naturally air dried, slept on hair, where this looks like bedhead hair, but in a nicer way. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this side, and then we'll come back and finesse even further with some products. Now I'm gonna just run my fingers through this side, give it a little shake through. We don't wanna set any of the curls again because we don't want this to look uniform and done. So this is what we're working with, which is great if you don't wanna put product in your hair, but we need to put a little bit of product in. So I'm gonna start a little bit with the do-over spray. It's a dry powder, so it's gonna eliminate a little bit of excess oil, especially because this is slept on hair, and it's gonna give a little bit of volume. So I'm just gonna separate, more so getting in at my roots, not so much my mid-lengths and ends. Giving that a nice little zhuzh. I like to put my fingers down and then cross them at the roots. It kind of pulls up that area. We're coming alive here. Now I'm gonna take some texturizing spray, and I like to do the waterfall, where basically I just pull up my hair, spray as I drop my hair. I wanna add a little bit of a finishing oil just so that my hair still has a silky factor to it and doesn't look frizzy and too messy. So I'm just gonna take one little pump of this, really work it into my hands, roll it on the bottom. So we're not softening technically what we've just done with all those sprays, but we're just applying on those drier parts of our hair, which always tends to be the ends. Okay, so like I said on this side, sometimes I like to zhuzh it and see where it falls, because maybe it's more of a side part vibe, which I think it is. I probably get 2 to 3 days out of this. Sometimes I have to go over a couple pieces with the Corral, but most of the time we're good. So hopefully this was helpful. You learned something. Let me know what other hair tutorials you want me to film down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.